Here we are live on a Sunday afternoon, a huge game here at the Garnet B. Rickard Recreation Complex for under 10 AAA. The winner is going to Oakville next weekend for the OMHA Championships. And the Toros, after losing their first one in overtime, have stormed all the way back and won all the rest of their games, including a big one over Richmond Hill in overtime, the first time these two teams met, with Christensen picking up the overtime winner. And they got the shutout yesterday as well against Ajax, which has put them in this position, tied with Richmond Hill. Diplacito will be in goal for Richmond Hill, and at the other end, getting back-to-back starts will be Brooke Barber. First shot on net, stopped by Barber, and the loose puck is set on from the side of the net, and we'll get a whistle. Face-off is coming off to the left of Barber in the Clarington end. Picking up that puck behind the goal. Here's Rednicki trying to get it out of his own end. Picked up there by Richmond Hill off in the corner. Trying to get it around. Griffin from behind the net, walking out, and that puck gets swept off the stick, as that is Curley trying to get to the loose puck. Along with Poposky, picked off there by Richmond Hill. Out in front, that's going over the stick and out of the zone. Having to pick this back up in his own end comes Barturin. And Barturin gets away from the checker. Late pass up through center from Barturin. Will come over now here for Macri. Here comes a chance to bring it in. Looking for the first shot on net here for Kutu. Shot. Good block on the way through. Kutu picks that up again. Back to the blue line. That's Hoare with that loose puck behind the net. Andrew Hoare walking out. Back to the blue line now. Poked off the stick of Hodgins. Back up they come the other way with McNarty leading it in. McNarty's pass off to the right side. Right back to McNarty again, and he can't stuff it in from the side of the net. Here comes another wraparound on the other side, and that's going to get stopped. First little chances are coming here to Richmond Hill, and they might get another one coming up here from the face-off circle. Drop pass as they're going to pick this one and trying to go back to the line for Lynn. Right in front, shot. That's going to get blocked away by Barber off to the right. Here comes a chance now for the Toros to start things out through neutral zone. Up over the line and brings it up over the blue line now. Behind the net. Here comes a chance to try and win this battle. Christensen along with Risbridger. Right in front. Shot. Great stop there by Richmond Hill goalie. Diplicato with his first stop here of the game. Here comes a chance now for Papa up through center. Papa gets the opportunity to lead this in for Richmond Hill. Back in right to the center of the net, and that goes wide. Off to the corner again. Getting it around Strohan, or Laton trying to get to that loose puck. Here comes a chance to skate with it. Up through center. Got to get around the defender, but that is going to come in offside. Sun is going to take this draw now for Richmond Hill, just outside of his bench area, and they'll bring it in. That's Clayweg. Clayweg tried to get that off on the right side. That pass is picked off there by the Toros as they started up through center. Brought up over the blue line now. He couldn't cut through as it finally got knocked off the stick of Scullion. Here comes a chance to make his way through. Jace Kutu off to the corner. Got to get around Berturin for an opportunity now. And that is getting stripped off the puck. Here comes Sun with a pass. Out of the reach of Kweg down the ice. And that is going down the ice for icing. Face-off now is off to the right of the Richmond Hill goal. Back in behind the net goes Osborne. Picked up here by Rednicki. Ben Rednicki with a nice drop pass here for Strohan, who keeps it in and puts it behind the net. Back down low for Osborne. Osborne had Poposky out in front, waiting for a pass. And that gets stripped away. From behind the net goes Osborne again. Osborne's going to lose it to Lynn in behind the goal. Lynn coming up with that loose puck and gets it up through center. That was for McNarty, and that's not going to get anywhere as Papa picks that up in his own end. Papa spinning away from the checker with a lead pass. Knocked down by Rednicki. Rednicki, shot! Just wide over the blocker hand. Picked up here by Richmond Hill, not out. Good job there to keep it in. Right into the corner from the left side of the net. Gets a chance to clear it. Got it up here for McNarty up through center. Getting up here with Lynn instead. He dumps it down the ice. and that'll be an icing call. Face off coming off now to the right of the Richmond Hill end. Trying to get this away from Barturin in behind. That was Curley. Around the boards it goes here for a chance to clear it out of his own end. Got cut off there by Risbridger at the face-off circle to try and dump it in. Here comes a chance now. That one over the stick and a chance to dump it out of his own end. It's picked up here by Barturin in his own zone. As they'll fire this one away, it gets picked up there by the Toros at center. Fired past Barturin back in the zone. Good job to put pressure on Barturin as it comes around the other side. We're getting our first penalty coming up here of the game as Barturin's going to touch that up, but it's going to be a Toros penalty coming for roughing. So Sun is going to take this face-off to start off this power play for Richmond Hill. Off to the left of Barber, who gets set in her goal. Sun wins it back to the line for Lynn. And he'll get it to the other side, looking for a shot, not going to shoot. So Lynn gets the opportunity here, and that one goes high and wide over the net. Coming around the boards and gets it out all the way down the ice. Right in here to DiPlacido, who's going to cover this one out of his net and hold on to it. Face off now off to the left of DiPlacido. Picked up here by Lynn. Lynn with a chance to go out. Coming up through center comes Lynn with some open ice to bring it up over the line. Lynn is going end to end here, looking for the shot, and scores! Lynn opens up the scoring on a power play goal, snapping it off the post and in to make it 1-0 Richmond Hill. Face off here from center. Trying to win this. It goes back here to the line for Barturin. Barturin's late pass for McNarty was almost broken up by Osborne. Here comes a chance to dump it in. Right back into the corner it goes, as that's behind the net. Looking out in front here for a pass. It goes back to the blue line. Not going to be able to shoot it. Gets it over here for Barturin on the other side with a shot on net. That's going to get knocked down from the right side of the goal. Trying to get this from out of his own end now, out of that corner. It gets knocked down here by the Richmond Hill as it goes off to the side behind the net. From behind the goal, trying to pick up that loose puck. He'll skate away with it out through center. Here comes a chance to try and start a 3-on-2 rush up over the line in Osborne's zone offside. Face off right here in front of us now between Sun and Ben Christensen. Papa picks that up. Backhands it away through Yang. And Yang couldn't get through on the other side. Sun tried to help him out there from the blue line. Here comes a chance to try and get to the net, as that was Sun getting taken down. Here comes a shot, and they score! High over the blocker here to Brooke Barbara, and it's two quick Richmond Hill goals, giving them a 2-0 lead. Lynn now to take this draw here at center. Picked up here by the Toros as they try and bring it in. Here comes a chance now for Jace Coutu. Tipped off him by Barturin on the other side. Here comes Barturin again. Harder on the boards up through center. That pass gets picked up here by Lynn as Lynn brings it in, and he couldn't get around the defender. Good defensive play to come back and sweep him off the stick, but Richmond Hill still have control of it from behind the goal. Trying to strip it away from his man and start it from his own zone. Through the neutral zone with a pass and trying to get around Lynn. He'll come up and get swept away from him at the side. Into the corner goes Scullion trying to get it back here to the blue line along with Hoare. Hard around the boards, kept in by Savink, who puts it around the boards behind the net for Coutu. Rednicki tried to get rid of Coutu. Coming around, Coutu from behind the net. Look to do this. He scores! What a goal by Jace Coutu! It worked out from behind the net. He spun it around. And that trick shot winds up beating DiPlacido. And it's a 2-1 game. Face off here from center. What a goal by Kutu. Picked it up on his stick and did the wraparound and was able to find some room to step it by Diplacito to make this a 2-1 game. And the Toros are looking for more. Off to that corner. Sets up in front for Osborne over his stick. Here comes a chance back up the other way now. Let out by Sun, trying to make his way through on the corner. Here comes a chance to fire it around the boards, and they can't get it out. It's off in that corner now. Coming around the side here for Strohan, trying to get this puck out of his own end. Got kept in though by Sun, but he'll turn it over, and that gets sent down the ice, and it'll go no icing. From behind the net it goes now. Kalababa from in behind the goal. He's going to get pressured on here by Osborne to try and take the puck away. Risbridger helps as well. Back to the blue line now. Trying for the shot there was Ben Williamson, and that got blocked. Williamson will pick this back up again in his own end. Trying to get this over here to the side and find some open ice. Bringing it in up over the line with a shot. That'll get stopped there by Diplicato and held on to. Face off to the left to the Richmond Hill end to be taken by Christensen. Curley trying to help as well. Lynn is going to lose the puck. Set up in front. Taken away here by Curley again. That gets in the feet of Macri, who tried to get it out. Curley will find it first and backhand it past the lane into the corner. Risbridger on his backhand for Curley. Went over his stick, but gets kept in from the blue line. A shot going in wide and off the boards. From behind the net goes Christensen after it again. Macri not out. Here comes a chance now to fire this away again. And that one gets out by Berturin. And Lynn gets an opportunity to go. Already a goal in the game. Lynn a shot. This one is not happening as Barbara sticks out the glove hand and flashes it down with a leather to hold on to it. Lynn saw Barbara the first time by going blocker side. This time he tried the glove hand, and this time Barbara had the quick glove hand to make that stop. Here comes another shot from the line, though, and that one got stopped on the way through to redirection right in front, and Barbara is able to take that one and hold on to it. Barbara setting the goal here for the Toros. Chance to clear this out of their own end. Again, the winner of this game will go off to next weekend's OMHAs in Oakville for the under-10s. Here comes a chance with a shot way over the mark, but it stays on the ice surface. Trying to wrap this one around from the left side, and we'll get a whistle. 17 seconds remains here in period number 1. Trying to get this from out of his own end. Here comes a chance. Trying to skate this away. Kept off his stick there. Kewig put the back at the Toros end. And the chance to clear this out of his own end with a drop pass. That gets knocked down here by Barturin. So 2 quick goals by Richmond Hill. Put them up 2-0. But a beautiful goal by Jace Kutu puts the Toros on the board, only trailing by 1 to go to the second period. Face off to start off period number 2 to be taken by Rudnicki. Ben Rudnicki tried to get that up through center. Here comes a collision here to try and dump it in. Over here to the other side. Here comes a chance now to bring it up over the line. That pass goes into the corner here where Osborne tried to pick it up from behind the net. Gets knocked down. Here comes a chance to get it back here to the blue line instead. Keeps control of it and walks it out right from the center. Back to the blue line for Strohan. Strohan with a shot on net. Diplacato makes that stop. It goes off to the corner. Osborne hits his man into the boards, and that'll be a penalty. The second straight coming to the Toros for hooking. Face off now, coming off to the right of Barbara, and to be taken by Sun. Wins it back to the blue line for Papa, who couldn't control it, but he was able to keep it alive. Here's a shot to the net going wide. Sun picking it up from the side, stopped there by Barbara. Christensen trying to get this out of his own end. And we're getting a penalty coming up, and that'll do it for the Richmond Hill power play. Face off coming off to the left of the goal. From behind the net, looking in front. That goes over the stick. Captain by Laton from the line. The shot is going in wide behind the goal. Gavin Laton trying to keep this in. Tip past him. Here comes a chance back up the other way. Trying to beat him to the puck. That's off in the corner to put it around the net. Laton is coming off to the corner now. From behind the net. Scooped up here by the Toros. Ridgebridger with a lead pass. It goes tape to tape here for Christensen trying to bring it in. Ben Christensen, the overtime hero the last time these two teams played. This one he's going to fire right into the Richmond Hill Cresto of Diplasato. Face-off was off to the left. Trying to get it back to the line here for Griffin. Instead, they go for Savinka's. Instead, Savinka's shot is going wide. From behind the net, Kutus picks it up. Scored the Michigan goal in the first period as he picked it up on his stick and spun it around at the side of the net, which put the Toros on the board. Here comes a chance now for Richmond Hill out of their own end, dumps it in. Off to the corner as that goes down for icing. Christensen now to take the draw here just outside of us from the blue line. From behind the net, chance to clear this out. That's Hodgins on the loose puck, dumps that back into the Richmond Hill end behind the goal. First one, trying to get after that puck there was Corley. Power plays are over. Here comes Savink with it through center. Savink tried to dump it back into the Richmond Hill end. From behind the net goes Ridgebridger after the puck. Corley's going to try and help him from behind. Corley's doing everything he can on the left corner to try and get to that loose puck. Here comes a chance now. Christensen trying to find some open ice, and he couldn't shoot it. So he goes off to the right side instead, throws it up in front, got stopped by Diplasato. Corley. Sun tried to get it out. Good job by Strawn, kept that in. And this one will come out though past the stick of Strawn. So he's got to dump it right back in where it came from, into the Richmond Hill end behind the goal. From behind their own net. Starting this up through center through the neutral zone, dumps it all the way into the corner from behind the net. Scooping that up there is Hodgins from behind the goal. Hodgins is going to look for a lead pass through center for Ridgebridger. That went over his stick, so that goes off into the corner, no icing. Around the boards it goes on the left-hand side. Taken away here by Toros off to the corner. Christensen is going to try and go to the corner, but instead goes off for a line change. That'll come out around the left side. Trying to skate this out with a lead pass. Here comes a chance. Trying to stick to him was Laton and couldn't do it. There's a shot that gets stopped by Barbara. Trying to fire this around the boards. Kept in here by Gladman with a shot. That goes wide. Another chance to clear for Hoare, and that's going to get kept in. Andrew Hoare tried to get to that loose puck along with Gavin Laton in the corner. Clayweg just trying to dig that out here for Richmond Hill, but he turns it over though. And that's Hoare with a lead pass. Up through the center, they're going to look for Ridgebridger on the other side. Anthony Ridgebridger is off to the races. Score! Oh no, yeah, it is in the net. I thought it hit the post, but it is a goal. Ridgebridger with a big one. Going up and over to Placano. And we're tied at 2. Perfect shot by Ridgebridger, up and under the bar, over Diplasato to tie things up at 2. Kutu tried to pick up that loose puck through center, dumped into the zone. Back into the corner goes Laton after it to put it around the boards. Kept in here from the blue line. Shot on net. Stopped by Barbara. Taken away by Gavin Laton, but not out. Now a chance for Kutu to go away with it. Kutu's pass is over the stick on the other side. Picked up here from center by Williams, who will dump that deep back into the zone. Barturin is on it from behind his own net. Barturin with a lead pass on a breakaway. Up through center comes Richmond Hill as they try and bring this up over the line with Sun. Sun a shot. That goes wide. Picks up his own rebound and tries to come after the puck. From behind the goal, scooped up by Connor Scullion. Scullion can't get it out. The pass is picked off with a shot. Stopped there by Barbara and held on to in the equipment area. Lynn to take this draw now. Wins it from Macri, who gets it back to the line. Here comes a shot on net. Doesn't get through. Macri. Or McNarty tried to pick that up. Here comes a pass by Papa out of front. Just going over the stick. Macri tried to get at that loose puck again. Got kept in here by Paris. Paris and Macri going after that loose puck. Taken away here by the Toros. Rudnicki through center. Ben Rudnicki looking for some open ice now as he brings it in. Good job by Osborne to stay on side as they put it behind the net. First one to fire this around. Griffin's going to try and keep this in from the blue line. From the other side, that's Rudnicki getting some open ice with a shot. His shot went wide as Osborne goes after it to pick it up. Back to the blue line again for Savink. Savink's shot is knocked down. It's in some feet area. Trying to find that loose puck and get it out of his feet was Papa as that goes down the ice. And that is enough to go for icing. Christensen's going to take this draw off to the right there. Try to get back to the line. Good job to try and hold that in. From the side at center. Losing control of it and gets dumped deep by Corley, who's going after his own dump in. Harder on the boards. That's going to get kept in here by Hodgins. From the left corner, trying to win this battle. Got kept in here from the line, but now comes out past Christensen. Ben Christensen from center. Had a man on him, so he spins away from him and goes on the backhand. Picked up here by Richmond Hill off in the corner. Around the boards, kept in here from the line. A shot by Barturin on net is tipped wide. Clayweg from behind the net. Clayweg trying to take that puck. Around the boards here for Risbridger. Risbridger with a pass up through center. Here comes a chance now for Christensen up over the line. Christensen's going to find some open ice to try and get a shot away. Right to the front of the net. Couldn't shoot, but he has still control of the puck. Christensen back to the line. It's going to be a turnover. Oliver Hodgins from center ice will pick up this. And drop pass over here to the side for Risbridger, who's got this game tied here in the second period on a beautiful shot on a breakaway, putting it off the bar and in. But here comes a shot for Richmond Hill on net, stopped by Barbara. Net chance to clear up through center. Christensen couldn't get around Barturin. Risbridger tries, along with Corley. Corley is able to stay on side. Now drop it for Risbridger. Risbridger now looking for some open ice, but he was guarded. Back to the line to Strohan with a shot, knocked down on the way through. Trying to pick up this loose puck from center is Oliver Hodgins. Hodgins is going to bring this up over the line, but he'll get controlled there by Papa as they dump it behind the net. Barturin will fire it around the boards. That's Andrew Hoare on the other side to try and keep it in. Hoare couldn't get to it. Tip past him. Here comes a chance to scoop this up in his own end. From their own zone, he's going to start this out. Jace Coutu trying to find some open ice now. Coutu has a man all over him, but he'll take this to the front of the net, though. Coutu back to the line for Gavin Laton. Laton, a shot on net. It's not going to get through. Hit his own man out of front. That leads to Richmond Hill back up the other way. Trying to turn on the speed is Papa. Papa's in! And scores. Papa is able to squeak it in past Barbara to make it 3-2 Richmond Hill. Face off there, trying to tip this in the zone. Right back into the corner to try and slip this away. Good job to push this off in the right corner. Right front, Osborne! Just wide on that one-timer. Trying to get it back to the line for Griffin again. It's in that corner to try and get it back to the blue line now. Finding the loose puck shot. That goes wide. Osborne trying to jam it in from the side. Back to the line for Griffin again. Trying to keep it alive. Chase Griffin pushes it off to the corner as it comes around the boards. Savink is going to try and hold it in, but it gets tipped past him. Picking up this loose puck here in their own end. Has control of it and tries to get away is Rudnicki. He gets hit into the boards there by McNarty on the other end. As Osborne couldn't pick it up and will get a whistle. Face off now from center. Won by Richmond Hill, but that goes over the stick there from the line. Letting him take it from behind the net is Papa. He's got the go-ahead goal here so far to make it 3-2 Coyotes, here comes the late pass through center for Cleweg. Cleweg is trying to make his way through, and that's going to be offside. Griffin trying to get it out, and he will. Knocked down by Papa from center. Going to look here for a pass up through center ice. That passes over the boards, past Macri, back in their own end. Griffin over here to the other side. Looking for some open ice for the lead pass. That's going to hop over the stick. Picked away now by Cleweg, but here comes a chance now to bring it in. Looking to take one to the net. There's Papa, swept off his stick. On the other side comes Cleweg. He'll turn it over. This is going to lead to 2-on-2 the other way for Ben Christensen. Christensen from his own end is going to bring it in. Shot. Right pad save. Rebound. Scores! Rebound out in front of the net. It's not garbage day, but it is for the Toros on there. It's a rebound and a garbage goal, but they'll take it. And it's tied at 3. Sometimes you go to the dirty spots and get rewarded on a rebound. Out in front of the net, gets put past Diplicato to tie things up at 3. Backhand trying to get one out in front of the net was Kutu. Hard around the boards here. Risbridger gets his second of the game as he ties things up here. That goes down the ice for icing. Kutu now to take the draw off to the right of the goal. Won by Richmond Hill on their own end, trying to get it out. That goes over the stick of Strawn. Coming back into his own end to scoop that up there was Hodgins, who puts it around the other side. Here comes a chance now for Strawn to get it out. Got a chance here for Scullion to get it out of his own end, and that got kept in for that momentary second by Gladman. Here comes Scullion through center. Scullion trying to get around the defender of Barturin. Drops it for Hoare. They got a man sitting in the front. Here comes a shot. Stop. And the rebound can't get put in. Keeping that in there was Hodgins. Off to the left corner. Taken away by Richmond Hill with a chance to try and find some open ice through center. Dumping it in. Back into the corner from behind the net. Scooped up here by Hodgins behind the goal. Hodgins with his pass is picked off. Shot. Good block on the way through by Strohan. Strohan making sure that one didn't make its way through. Scullion on that loose puck to try and find a lane to get this out. Got it up here for Andrew Hoare through center. Hoare dumps it in as that'll come around the other side. From that left corner now. Taken away here by Richmond Hill out of their own end. Picked up here through center as Son knocked his man down from center ice. Here comes Ben Williams through center. Williams dumps out into the corner from behind the net. Goes Barturin on his backhand. They try and get it out. Chance to clear this out of their own end. Got knocked down here on the other side. Racing after this puck. It's a race after it. Good job here by Gavin Laton to stick to his man. Yang is getting through here with a shot. Not getting through. Good job by Williams. Got a stick on that. Macri is digging away along with Yang against Williams. Here comes a chance now for Ben Rudnicki through center. Rudnicki trying to find some open ice now. Getting up over the line. Back into the front. And that's going to get tipped wide. Keeping control of it down. That pass by Osborne's picked off. Not out. Now hopped over the stick of Williams. And that leads to a chance for Cleweg. Cleweg just trying to make his way through. Kick it to his stick. And he backhands it wide from behind the goal. Picked up here by now Macri. Macri walks out with a backhand pass. Shot by Cleweg, just going wide. Picked up by Gavin Laton. Laton from his own end will have it swept away from him. Still trying to get this loose puck here against McNarty. Cleweg is on his stomach here. Here comes a chance to clear. Rudnicki through center. Trying to get this from his own end. Ben Rudnicki with a pass as they bring it in, and it's offside. Face-off was won there by Richmond Hill, but stays in the zone. Curley trying to get around the defender. Hitting Curley, tried to throw that up in front. Risbridger has 2 goals here in the game. Both of them coming here in this second period. Here comes a chance to try and get this out of their own end. Getting around that defender. Good job here by Savink. But now they bring it in with a chance. That goes over the stick. Adds 2-1 after the first period. Risbridger scores on a breakaway to tie things up at 2. Papa answered with a breakaway goal of his own, but Risbridger cancels in on a rebound out in front of the net. So one more period to go between these two teams, with the winner heading off to Oakville next weekend for the OMHAs. Face off to kick off the third period. Papa with a chance to dump it in. Risbridger gets that puck from their own end. Dumps right back in as that goes off to the corner from behind the goal. Papa picks this up through center. Papa gets his way around Curley and now tries to make his way through on the other side. That's going to come in offside. Face off here just outside of the blue line now. Richmond Hill with too many men on the ice here. Now they got to make the change. McNarty will take this draw. Loses it. Andrew Hoare tried to get it out of his own end. Over here to the other side, that's going to be Griffin coming after it. Griffin's going to dump that down the ice. And that is going to go for icing. The icing call comes back into the Toros end. That shot gets knocked down. Here comes a chance to try and throw this up in front. That gets picked away, and here comes the Toros back up the other way, as that is a chance for the drop pass taken away here by Lynn at center. Lynn with a chance to try and take this to the goal. Here comes the chance for Lynn with some nice moves, and his shot didn't make its way through. From the side, he tried to jam it in, and Barbara is right against the post to keep that out. Face off now off to the right of Brick Barbara. Chance now to get this from behind the net. Strohan coming back after it behind the goal. Strohan with a chance to clear it out. That comes out through center now. Trying to get around Sun here for an opportunity. And it's led all the way in here by Rednicki before he gets taken down by Sun. And that'll be a penalty to Richmond Hill. Face-off is coming off to the right of Diplacito, who's getting set in the goal. Big defensive win. Barturin chance to clear, not going to happen. Good job there by Oliver Hodgins. Kutu, shot! Just wide of the net. Here comes now Rudnicki trying to bounce it out in front. Chance to clear by McNarty, ain't going to happen. Capped in by Oliver Hodgins now. Hodgins goes off to the corner. Trying to get it back to the line. Strohan keeps control and pushes it behind the net. That's a now chance for Kutu to get away from the defender. Kutu had Barturin on him, and that's going to be a penalty to Richmond Hill. And a two-man advantage as soon as Elaine touches the puck. Face-off is off to the right now of Diplacito. It's instant feet as Rednicki tried to keep it alive. Shot is not getting through. Knocked down here by Lynn, who will fire it and out. Picked up by his own end by Hodgins. Hodgins has control of the puck and brings it in. It's a 5-on-3 for at least the next 105. Here comes a chance now, backhand. Diplacito picks it off to the corner. Here comes a chance now to win this battle in the corner. Risbridger trying to keep it alive along with Rudnicki. Here comes Kutu. Chase Kutu with the puck. Shot! Nice glove hand save there by Diplacito, who hangs on to it. Face-off is coming off now to the right as Diplacito gets ready in the goal. Good win on the draw there by Rudnicki. Ben Rudnicki back to the blue line for Hodgins. Off to the corner again. Richmond Hill with a big kill here. They got to kill off a two-man advantage for at least 35 more seconds. Behind the goal goes Papa. Papa can't get it out. Good job by Rudnicki. Rudnicki trying to keep it alive there in the corner. Papa with another chance to clear and can't do it. From behind the net, Risbridger trying to win the battle against Papa. Elaine is in there as well to try and get it out. Elaine with another opportunity, and this one will come out through center. From their own end, looking for some open ice, he'll bring it in, as that's Hudson Savink. Savink's shot is getting blocked as he tries to pick it up again. Savink, shot, can't get it through. Tipped away and gets kept in here from the line by Hodgins. Hodgins is going to get around the defender of Papa and go off to the corner. Papa takes it away and now gets an opportunity to clear, but cannot do so. Fanned on it. But it's going to come out over the line, though. Under 20 seconds left to go on the second penalty. Back into the Richmond Hill end it goes to be picked up here by Lynn. That's going to do it for the two-man advantage as Lynn is going to take this out of his own end. Trying to get around the defender there is Lynn. as he cuts right to the front with a shot, and it's going to get blocked by Gavin Laton, go off to the corner. Here they come again. The two-man advantage is now over. Both penalties are done as Richmond Hill has killed off probably their biggest penalty kill of the year so far, as it keeps them alive in a 3-3 tie as that comes in offside. Face-off is coming just outside the line. Barturin from his own end. Trying to get this up through center. He got it up over the line. Here comes a chance now to bring it in. Got swept away at the last moment by Williams. Out in front of the net, Osborne. Osborne through center with a pass. He's going to try and get this again. Tip past him. Yang is trying to pick it up here through center. Yang is digging everything he can here to get that puck free for Richmond Hill, and he does. Yang has got to get around Gavin Laton here for a chance. From behind the net, Laton pushes Yang behind the goal. Lead pass up through center now with another one over here to the other side for Connor Scullion. Scullion trying to take one to the net. Connor Scullion cuts through. Backhand! Stopped by Diplaceto. And it's still loose from the side and taken away by Richmond Hill. Not out as Macri fanned on it. Here comes a chance for Sun now. Sun with a pass. Getting it over here now for Macri, who tried to bring it in. Macri is on that left-hand side, trying to walk it out. They got Kieweg from the corner. Kieweg is coming back after it on the right side. From behind the net goes Laton, trying to pick up that loose puck from behind the goal. Risbridger as well, trying to dig it out here for the Toros. Got kept in here and now taken away. A chance up through center to try and bring it in against Barturin. 2-on-1. Pass! Risbridger! Shot! Stopped there by Diplaceto, who's able to get his glove hand on it. Face-off is off to the right. Big win. Trying to get it back here to the line. There was Rudnicki. Rudnicki gets free to try and set this up in front. That gets taken away by Papa from behind the goal. Now he gets stripped of it, and the Toros get it back again. Looking at it front here, Diplaceto got a stick on it. Capped in by Chase Griffin from the line. Griffin a shot on net. Deflected. Stopped by Diplaceto, and he's got control of it. Face-off was deep off to the left of the goal. Trying to push this off to the side. Kutu along with Papa. Papa lost his footing. Here comes Kutu from the corner. Papa puts it around the boards, but knocked down here at the front. Right in front of the net. Trying to get one to the front of the goal. Could not do so. Lynn trying to pick it up now. Kutu couldn't shoot. Taken away now by Papa through center. Papa's drop hand pass for Lynn was in his feet from their own end. Looking for a pass to the other side. It's a lead pass for Kutu over his stick, and here comes Lynn after it. From their own end, trying to bring it in. Big collision there on the other side. Gonna look for Kutu for a lead pass. Chase Kutu tried to make it through and couldn't do it, but behind him was a chance for Risbridger. Risbridger taking one to the net, lost control of it. Had it swept away off his stick. Griffin isn't going to keep this in, so he's got to go back after it in his own end. Griffin dumps it in. Over the stick of Lynn, and here comes a chance now. Up through center was Papa, who lost control of it. Chase Kutu from center ice will dump it in. Papa has control of that and gets it to the other side. Looking for that lead pass, knocked down by Chase Griffin from center. He got a pass up through center ice. And here it comes up over the line. And it's a chance now for Rudnicki. A shot stopped there by Diplaceto, who got his left pad on it. Kept in here from the line by Risbridger. Still loose there was Kutu, couldn't get to it. Barturin's backhand is out. Oliver Hodgins from center ice with a pass here to the other side. Gonna look to dump it off the boards. Barturin tried to stick to his man and dump it in, as Barturin puts it back in behind the Toros net. Some good pressure here. They try and get it out of their own end. He'll skate with it out through center with a lead pass. Couldn't get it up through center, and here comes a chance now for Macri. He had it knocked away off his stick. This was almost too many men on the ice to the Toros as they try and get around the defender of Gladman. Lynn trying to get this out of his own end. Curley from behind the net. Curley out in front. Nobody there. Here comes a chance. Stroh in a shot. Getting blocked here by Macri. Macri with a chance to clear, and he does. He got it up through center. Racing after that loose puck, but he was able to get back to his feet. They're bringing this up over the line. Here comes a chance for a shot. It hits a stick and goes to the corner. Barturin from behind the net will fire this around, trying to keep it alive. Right here in front of us is Hoare. And he does. Here comes a chance now. Corley out of front, stopped by DiPlacido. Still loose from the side. Oliver Hodgins picking that up, puts it behind the net. From behind the goal, Barturin tried to get to it. Backhanded out by Macri, not out of the zone. That shot got blocked by Lynn, who tries to get it out. Now a chance to try and bring it in for Corley, and he lost control of it. Clayweg through center ice with a pass, was in the feet. So they get it here to the other side from Macri, who dumps it in on his backhand. Macri goes off on a change as he does his job to put that behind the net. Coming around the other side here, Papa trying to keep this in on the right-hand side. Around the boards it goes to try and get that out. Richmond Hill will take this right to the center and try to shoot that one to the goal. Right in front of it! Stop there, right in front of the goal! Barber trying to find it and does just at the last second and keeps this one tied at 3. Richmond Hill gets the only penalty out in front of the net, and it's a power play for the Toros with a chance to take their first lead here of the game. 5 minutes exactly left to go here in period 3, and we'll have a talk over here at the Richmond Hill bench before we drop the puck for this power play. Chase Coutu to take the draw, wins it. Risbridger walking out, shot, hit the post, and it goes up into the netting out of play. Risbridger was that close away from a hat trick, but he wound up rigging the bar in behind DiPlacido, keeping this at a 3-3 game, and the faceoff will come outside the line. McNarty will come in to take the draw here for Richmond Hill. Winning it for the Toros to dump it right back in. Off to the corner, tipped away there by DiPlacido. Coming around the boards here for Sun. He's not going to get it out. Now he will. Sun trying to get around the defender here. But he's not going to get to that loose puck first. Trying to get this out of their own end was Sun. Putting that behind the net. And a chance to dump this out of his own zone. Knocked down here by Richmond Hill. As they try and look for a shot on net, that gets blocked. Rudnicki trying to get this out of his own zone. It comes back into the corner again from behind the net. From behind their own goal, he'll start it out. As he starts it up through the neutral zone, let out by Ben Rudnicki. And he can't shoot. Sun with a chance to clear. Sun is going to take this himself and kill off more time, but now he'll turn it over. Here comes a chance now up through center. Coming in is Anthony Risbridger. Risbridger trying to get around the defender to the front of the net. Risbridger out in front, misses the goal. Risbridger gets it back to the blue line now. Good pressure on there against Ben Christensen. Taken away again by Risbridger. Risbridger can't get to the net. Throwing one to the goal wide. Ben Christensen now. Christensen trying to walk out. Ben Christensen with a shot. Risbridger, shot! Stopped by DiPlacido. Another chance to clear. Kept in here by Hodgins from the line. Off to the corner goes Coutu to try and beat his man to the puck. Here comes Sun with it through center now. Sun is going to skate away with this up over the line and get through. Sun a shot, and that goes wide. Here comes a chance for the Toros out of their own end. Trying to pick up this loose puck now. Trying to start a 3-on-2, coming up over the line with a pass. Jace Coutu cutting in. Coutu stopped there by DiPlacido, who got a piece of it. Another chance to clear it out from behind the net. Trying to win this battle behind the goal is Risbridger. Coutu's going to help him out. Jace Coutu out in front. Nobody there. Kept in here. Trying to keep it in from the line, he does, but the shot gets blocked. Another chance to clear, and that comes out. Risbridger trying to get here on the other side as that gets dumped into the corner. From behind the net, scooping it up here, looking for a chance to get it out, but he turned it over instead, and Elaine couldn't shoot it. Here comes a chance with 4 Toros. Coming back the other way, bringing it up over the line was Christensen. Christensen shot, stopped by DiPlacido. And now it's an opportunity now from behind the net for Connor Scullion. Along with Risbridger. Risbridger, line, Savink, shot. Tipped on the way through, not to the net. Picking this up in the corner now, back to the blue line. Over the stick there of Savink, who's got to go back in his own end to get it. Clayweg is going to follow Savink behind the goal. Hard around the net here for a chance Off the boards for Christensen. Trying to find an open lane here to the other side. Kutu trying to stay on side. He does. Good job by him to lead to this scoring opportunity. Stopped there by Diplacito. And he'll hop on the rebound. 1:47 remains here in the third period. Chance here to dump it in. Off to the corner they go with Rednicki. Trying to keep that alive. Puts it into the corner. From behind the net. Picked up by McNarty, who gets a chance to clear it out. That'll come around the boards. Not out of the zone. Good job by Hodgins. Held that in. Barturin another chance to clear, and he will. That's going to go right into Barbara, who's going to make that stop and freeze it up. Face-off was off to the left of the Toros end. Here comes a chance now. It's a shot on net. Stopped there by Barbara. Loose puck from the side. And Barbara was able to hop on it before it got deposited to the back of the net. Face-off gets one cleanly back for Barturin. Barturin shot to the net. Rebound! Stop there right in front. They score! He was able to beat Barbara from the slot area. And a late goal by Richmond Hill has put them up 4-3. Face off here from center. Now the Toros have to pull one more magic trick out of their bag of tricks because they're down 4-3. In the last minute of play, they got to get Barber to the bench for an extra attacker now. Here comes a chance to try and dump it in. On the backhand up through center. Putting that in is Papu, dumps that down the ice. It's not going to be enough for icing. In behind the goal they go to pick that up. From behind the net, trying to get this out of his own end. Got it up there for Rednicki. Lynn trying to put it in. Lynn comes up over the line to try and look for a shot. Has it taken away from him. Tripped up here on the other end. Kept in here from the line with a shot. And they score! From the blue line is a goal by Richmond Hill. And that's probably going to about do it for this one, as that shot is able to beat Brooke Barber from the line and make it 5-3 Richmond Hill. Face-off is here from center. Barturin is going to try and dump it in. With a chance now to get to the front of the net was Lynn. His backhand gets knocked down, and the Toros get a chance to move this up through center. Barturin is able to knock that down. And a big hit there at center, and that's going to be a Toros penalty on that hit at center ice. And Gavin Latano scooped this up from behind his own goal with 5 seconds left on the clock. 5 seconds left to go. Here's the final shot. Stopped there by Barbara. And that's going to do it here for the game, as the Richmond Hill Coyotes are going to be off to Oakville next weekend for the OMHA Championships. The Toros had their opportunities here in the game with a couple power plays in that third period when the score was 3-3. But with 1:07 remaining, Richmond Hill were able to get that go-ahead goal to make it 4-3. And they added one more in the last minute, which has booked their opportunity for an OMHA championship next weekend. It was a great season by the under-10 AAA Toros. They just came up a little bit short of their goal to going to the OMHA championships. But this team, if they can stick together, could do some great damage for the years to come. Thank you for watching. I'm the voice of MJ Broadcasting, Mike Jackman.